Hi golfers, this is Pat Gorman and this is my sixth video of a six-part series that I've done throughout these typical winter months, November through now April being the last one here. And I've tried to focus on three critical parts that are going to turn you into a better golfer. One, you have to have confidence that you have a one-way ball flight. Two, you have to know that you're just a much better putter inside 6, 7 feet. And then lastly, you have to feel pretty darn wonderful with the wedges. Wizardry, that might be a stretch, but you just have to feel a lot better knowing that you know what clubs to pick around the green and that you're hitting the ball solid, so then you can understand how high the ball is going to fly, where it lands, and most importantly, how it's going to react on the green once it lands there. And just like real estate's all about location, 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 in golf, it is all about contact, contact, contact. That is by far number one. Everything else is really a distant second. The more solid you hit the golf ball, putting, chipping, pitching, I'm just going to have a better feel for how far the ball is going to go. I mean, obviously, if I'm chunking it and I'm sculling it, and you have no clue. And then with the full swing, when you're striking the ball more solidly, it's really hard to make it curve a long ways offline. People who typically hit it really crooked and it's curving 30, 40, 50 yards, it's not hit very solid. And so today now is going to be my last part on just chipping pitching, and mostly on chipping. And here I have set up the Stymie drill. And so the word stymie that comes from way back in the day, I think pre-1940s, when they used to play golf, when they were on the green and they putted up to the hole, they could leave it there. They did not have to mark it. They could block other golfers, and then the other golfer would have to decide, well, do I think I could chip over it and make it or get closer, or do they have to putt away from it? So how I use this, and I'll set this up. Pretend now I'm standing on the green and this is a fringe. So I'm actually standing and I'm working my way around the green. I'll usually do about half a lap. If I'm struggling, I'll do a whole lap around the green, just doing this drill. So I'm really leapfrogging as I work my way around the fringe. And it's a great way to build that confidence that, okay, I can repetitively hit these chips solid. And so an image I've used in other videos, and I'm going to repeat it here, is that if we can just see this leading edge as a razor, so to speak, and your job is to just feel like you're shaving blades. I'm just brushing blades. Then the ball has to be hitting somewhere sweet spot, or this part of the golf club is going to go up in the air. And in fact, just a real quick example, if I keep the leading edge on the ground, I just scraped it. See, I'm never letting that come off the ground. So now if I go, the ball has to go up in the air. Far too many times golfers, when they're chipping or pitching, they just lift and the club gets so high off the ground. And once you do that, now you're committed. See, now it has to come back down, and that's when we're chunking. That's hard to hit those shots solid. And so that's why when you're chipping, you want to be a little bit in that putting mindset. In fact, that when I chip, I use my putting grip. And then it's really just a couple of main things. I'm trying to feel like my quads are quiet. We do not want like we're skiing downhill here. So quiet quads, and I like to keep my upper triceps snug to my torso, or what I call pec pressure. Really feeling that stay the same. And just like in putting, my hands are holding the golf club. And so the only way the shaft and my arms are moving is because I'm using my chest. My shoulders are really controlling the flow of this swing. And then, like in many other videos, I'm real big on a metronome, finding the beat. I love that beat, that 58. I'll go 58, 58. And I'm just trying to stay on that beat. So here's how it goes. So when I set up, and this isn't meant to be a big thing, and plus, if you're trying to do this leapfrog around the fringe, we're trying to land it a foot or so, a couple feet beyond this one, so it rolls another 4 or 5 feet, and then you just keep on going. So I'll set up like this. Say I like to, again, almost feel like I'm putting this thing. And I always do a little rehearsal. I put the very toe of the club on the inside part of the ball. That's just a visual thing for me to make sure that when I go 58, that the club is arcing left. My tendency is when I get a little quick, usually at the transition, I can get like this and I down cock it, and the butt end is now way out away from my body and it's going down the line, and I can nick them on the heel. Not pretty. So this is a little something that I've just helps me. Quiet quads. Now it's all about pec pressure. I'm just holding the golf club with my hands. 58. I'm going to do another one. That was a little bit too big a swing for what I'm trying to do here. And now it's all about keeping that tempo. 58. And just getting that confidence that, okay, I can just brush the turf a little bit. I can just shave the blades a little bit because I know the ball is going to hit up in here. It's going to go up in the air. And that's exactly what I wanted to do. So this is a great way. And, you know, the golf courses that we play nowadays, the vast majority of them are so well manicured that when you get around the green, it's almost normal to have these tight lies. And by all means, your first go-to question should be, can I putt it? Because putting, you miss-hit a putt, you can still get it on the green and feel like, okay, I can maybe make the next one. Or if you've done some practice with a hybrid, I think that's a great club to use because it's got more loft. It gets it up above the grass a little easier. I've used that many times from 5-10 yards off the green, especially if the flag is cut close. Or if you are 5-10 yards off the green and you're in this tight lie, but the grain is against you. Well, you can't putt that with a putter. It's just going to start bobbing and jumping all over. But if I use a hybrid, I got a little bit better chance. But even there, that's a little bit dicey. So now you have to use a club with loft on it. And this is a 54 that I'm using here. But even though it has loft, you treat it as if you're putting, just like I said, quiet quads, pec pressure, and then 58. And I'm just shaving blades. So have some fun with that and do that for this month of April. Try to do a couple sets of 10 every day. And I like these indoor drills because then you don't have to feel like you got to run to a golf course every time to practice. Just do a couple sets of 10 every day and just see how, geez, out of 10, can I get 7, 8 of these solid where I'm just landing a couple feet over that ball? And if you really want to test yourself, put something of value about 6 to 10 feet beyond the ball, something that could break. So now I have a distraction. Like, don't hit thin. You know, we want to have those distractions because that tests our ability to focus and stay, okay, here's what I need to do. This is what I'm focused on. Quiet quads, pec pressure. There's my target, 2 feet beyond the ball, 58. And let's see what happens. You have to keep it that simple in order to achieve those goals. But it's nice to have a distraction to kind of test your ability to stay focused on what you're trying to do. All right, have some fun with this. Any questions, comments, or suggestions, please leave those below. Thank you, subscribers, and all of you who share these videos. Until that next golf shot, enjoy the process of improving.